Welcome to my channel USA Old Coins. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end, you won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1967 is a remarkable piece of numismatic history, one that carries with it the charm of a bygone era and the craftsmanship of mid-20th century coinage. Struck during a fascinating period in American coin production, this penny stands out not only for its historical context but also for its potential to be an extraordinary collector's treasure. The obverse features the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. His face is rendered with timeless dignity, looking to the right, framed above by the bold word Liberty and the national motto, In God We Trust. Beneath the portrait lies the date, 1967, a year deeply tied to both political and cultural change in America. The reverse showcases the beautiful image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Every column and detail of the structure is captured with precision, and sharp-eyed collectors can even spot the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside. Above it, United States of America curves proudly, with E pluribus unum just below, and the denomination 1 cent resting prominently at the bottom point. One of the unique aspects of the 1967 penny is that it was minted without a mint mark. This was due to a policy in effect from 1965 to 1967 where the U.S. Mint omitted mint marks to discourage coin hoarding during a nationwide coin shortage. This makes the coin's origin less immediately identifiable but gives it an added layer of historical intrigue. Struck in a copper alloy of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the penny retains a warm reddish-brown tone when well preserved. Coins that have remained uncirculated over the decades often possess a rich, vibrant luster that is mesmerizing under light, while millions were minted for circulation. The real excitement for collectors comes from coins that survived in exceptional condition or feature striking errors. These are the rare examples that can turn an ordinary penny into a prized possession worth thousands, or even more. Error coins from 1967 include double dies, off-center strikes, and die breaks. Double die obverse, where elements of Lincoln's profile or inscriptions appear doubled, are among the most sought after. These dramatic minting mishaps can transform a penny into a true showpiece. Another standout variety is the 1967 penny struck on a wrong planchet. In such cases, the coin may have been accidentally struck on a dime or foreign coin blank, creating a completely unexpected size, weight, and coloration. These rarities always capture attention at auctions. Condition plays a massive role in determining value. Coins graded at the highest levels, mint state 67 or 68, are exceedingly rare because most 1967 pennies entered circulation immediately, suffering nicks, scratches, and loss of luster. Proof-like examples, though not officially designated as proofs for that year, sometimes appear with unusually sharp strikes and reflective surfaces. These are believed to be early strikes from freshly prepared dies and are particularly desirable. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC are essential in authenticating and evaluating these coins. A certified grade not only protects the coin's condition but also assures potential buyers of its legitimacy. High-grade examples of the 1967 penny often command impressive premiums in the collector's market. The demand is fueled by the fact that these coins serve as a bridge between the early Lincoln Memorial cents and later issues leading up to the Lincoln bicentennial designs decades later. Collectors often remark on the nostalgia associated with the 1967 penny. For many, it recalls a time when pennies still carried a significant role in everyday transactions, and spotting one in pristine condition now feels like a link to a simpler past. The penny's deep copper glow can change over the years, developing beautiful natural toning when stored properly. Blues, purples, and reds can emerge across the surface, turning each coin into a miniature work of art. The absence of a mint mark on this coin sometimes leads beginners to think it's an error, but seasoned collectors know it's a hallmark of that unique minting period. Further enhancing the story behind the coin, numismatists value the 1967 penny for its combination of historical importance, design elegance, and the thrill of finding one in extraordinary condition. It's a coin that encourages treasure hunting in rolls, jars, and old collections. For those who pursue Lincoln cents by year, the 1967 issue is a vital piece of a complete set, and acquiring one in high grade can be a crowning achievement. Its enduring appeal also lies in the legacy of Abraham Lincoln himself, a leader whose memory continues to inspire generations, perfectly fitting for a coin in daily use by millions. Auction records show that when top grade or dramatic era 1967 pennies come up for bidding, competition is fierce, and prices can soar well beyond expectations. In the world of coin collecting, it's not just age that creates value, it's the combination of rarity, demand, and condition. The 1967 penny is proof of this principle. Collectors who own one in superb preservation often see it as both a historical artifact and a solid investment for the future. Its design, materials, and place in minting history make it one of the most interesting Lincoln memorial cents ever struck. The story of the 1967 penny is a reminder that even the smallest coins can hold the biggest surprises for those willing to look closely, also a testament to the artistry and craftsmanship of mid-century U.S. coinage, blending functionality with symbolic power. From everyday pocket change to elite collector's item, the journey of the 1967 penny is nothing short of remarkable. Finding one in gem condition is like uncovering a time capsule from the year it was made, untouched by the passing decades. For those lucky enough to own one of the rarest and finest examples, the reward can be incredible. In the most exceptional cases, a 1967 Lincoln 1-cent penny has reached a value as high as $142,000. Top 2. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1973 is a small yet captivating piece of American history, carrying with it the charm of the Lincoln cent series that has fascinated collectors for over a century. Born out of an era when the Lincoln Memorial design was a familiar sight in everyone's change, this coin offers far more than its face value to those who appreciate its history, craftsmanship, and potential rarity. On the obverse, the 1973 penny features the enduring image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. The profile of Lincoln is rendered with a timeless dignity, his thoughtful gaze facing right. Above him, the words "In God We Trust" stand proudly, while liberty is inscribed to his left. The date 1973 sits just below his profile, subtly marking its place in the series' long and rich history. The reverse is a masterpiece in miniature, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Every column and detail of the building is carefully depicted, and sharp-eyed observers can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside. Above the memorial curve the words "United States of America," while "E Pluribus Unum" rests just above the structure, and 1 cent is boldly engraved below. The 1973 Lincoln penny was struck primarily in a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that rich reddish-brown tone that collectors love. This was still several years before the major change in composition in 1982, making it part of the classic copper era of U.S. cents and circulation. These coins were a common sight in the 1970s. But as decades passed, many were worn down through everyday use, losing their original shine and crisp detail. This is why uncirculated examples or those with extraordinary preservation are now so highly sought after, minted in large quantities across multiple facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most 1973 pennies bear their respective mint marks, except for those from Philadelphia, which traditionally had no mint mark. San Francisco coins included proof issues, made specifically for collectors, with mirror-like surfaces and sharp strikes. While common in average condition, the real excitement begins when a 1973 penny is found in exceptional grades, such as mint state 67 or higher. At such levels, the luster, strike sharpness, and lack of blemishes make the coin a standout in any collection. Errors and varieties also play a huge role in the appeal of this coin. Some 1973 pennies exhibit doubled die features, especially on the obverse where lettering or date appears doubled. Others may have off-center strikes, broad strikes, or even be struck on the wrong planchet, each of which adds rarity and value. Proof-like circulation strikes, those that look almost like proof coins despite being struck for general use, are rare gems that collectors actively pursue. These coins boast brilliant, reflective surfaces and sharp detail uncommon in typical circulation strikes. The allure of the 1973 penny is heightened by its position in the Lincoln Memorial Series timeline. It sits in the middle of an era where design and production quality were consistent, yet special minting anomalies sometimes created unexpected rarities. Collectors often recall the 1970s as a period when pennies still held real buying power, and spotting a copper coin with full luster in circulation was a small thrill. That sense of nostalgia carries over into today's collecting market. Many examples found in high-grade condition today come from coin rolls saved decades ago, proof sets stored carefully, or mint sets preserved by forward-thinking collectors. The reddish copper hue of a freshly struck 1973 penny is a sight to behold, and when well stored, these coins can retain that same rich color for decades. Some even develop beautiful natural toning with shades of gold, purple, or blue. Part of the charm is the lasting tribute to Abraham Lincoln himself. His presence on the penny serves as a reminder of his enduring legacy, and owning a pristine example feels like holding a miniature monument in the palm of your hand. The coin's value rises dramatically when its preservation, rarity, and visual appeal combine. This is why grading from a professional service like PCGS or NGC is crucial. It ensures the coin's authenticity and allows it to command top prices at auction. Collectors building complete date and mint mark Lincoln Memorial sets see the 1973 penny as an essential piece, and securing a top-quality example can be a major achievement. Auction houses have documented intense bidding wars for the finest examples, especially for rare error coins or those with impeccable strike and color. Even though millions were made, coins that have survived the decades without the faintest mark are few and far between. Each one represents a tiny miracle of preservation. For new collectors, the 1973 penny is an inviting entry point, affordable in lower grades but potentially valuable in the rarest conditions. For seasoned numismatists, it can be a strategic investment, especially when tied to a major rarity or unique minting variety. The simple beauty of its design, the richness of its copper composition, and the history it represents make it more than just a coin. It's a tangible piece of American culture. Its size may be small, but its story is large, spanning from the minting presses of 1973 to the display cases and safes of collectors today. The excitement of finding one in pristine condition never fades, and each discovery fuels the passion of coin collecting. Fascinating to think how many 1973 pennies passed through countless hands without anyone realizing they might one day be worth a fortune. Every so often, one emerges from an old jar, roll, or collection, sparking interest and curiosity about its journey. When that coin turns out to be a rare variety in top condition, it can change a collector's life. Among the most exceptional examples ever found, a 1973 Lincoln 1-cent penny has reached an astonishing value of $122,000. Top 3. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1975 is far more than a simple piece of pocket change. It is a tiny relic from an era when copper still dominated cent production, when the Lincoln Memorial reverse was familiar to every American, and when a few rare minting details could transform an ordinary penny into a valuable collector's treasure. This coin carries with it not only monetary value for those lucky enough to find a rare example but also a fascinating history. The obverse of the 1975 penny continues the proud tradition of Victor David Brenner's classic design, first introduced in 1909. Abraham Lincoln's right-facing profile remains the focal point, with every detail of his face, hair, and clothing carefully engraved. Above him, the phrase "In God We Trust" stands as a declaration of national faith, while the word liberty rests to the left of his portrait. The date 1975 appears just to the right, sometimes accompanied by a mint mark indicating its origin from Denver or San Francisco, though Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark at all. On the reverse, Frank Gasparo's detailed rendering of the Lincoln Memorial commands attention. The bold architecture of the monument is perfectly captured, with each column finely defined. Collectors often take delight in spotting the miniature seated statue of Lincoln visible within the memorial, a subtle detail that has intrigued coin enthusiasts for decades. The inscription United States of America curves above, while E pluribus unum rests just above the monument, and 1 cent is engraved prominently at the base. The 1975 penny was minted primarily in a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, part of the traditional copper era that lasted until 1982. This composition gave the coins a warm, reddish-brown luster when new, a look that remains highly appealing to collectors. Over the years, the surfaces of most examples have darkened through circulation, but those stored away in pristine condition have retained their original shine and color. While hundreds of millions were produced in 1975 across the Philadelphia and Denver mints, a relatively small number were struck at San Francisco as proof coins. These proof issues were intended solely for collectors and were never meant for everyday circulation. They are instantly recognizable for their sharp details and mirror-like backgrounds, which make the design stand out in beautiful contrast. Despite the high mintage, not every 1975 penny is equal in value. Most circulated examples are worth little more than face value, but when a coin is discovered in exceptional condition, especially in grades like mint state 67 or higher, the value can climb dramatically. Flawless surfaces, perfect strikes, and full luster are what set these elite coins apart. Error coins from 1975 add even more intrigue. Doubled dies, off-center strikes, and broad strikes are all known to exist for this year. A doubled die on the obverse may show slight doubling on the date or lettering, while off-center strikes can create visually striking and rare errors. Such coins are not only eye-catching but also significantly more valuable. Even minor varieties, such as differences in die polishing or small variations in the strike, can become points of interest for dedicated Lincoln cent collectors. Sometimes these subtle differences spark entire communities of collectors to search for them. The 1975 penny also holds a special place in the Lincoln Memorial Series timeline. It sits just before the nation's bicentennial year of 1976, when patriotic designs were celebrated across U.S. coinage. This gives it a connection to a period of strong national pride. Many collectors remember seeing these coins in daily life during the late 1970s and early 1980s. They were part of change received at grocery stores, vending machines, and gas stations, ordinary yet constant companions in the nation's commerce. Over the decades, the vast majority of 1975 pennies were spent, worn down, and eventually removed from circulation. But a small percentage survived untouched, stored in rolls, mint sets, or forgotten jars, waiting to be rediscovered. The appeal of the 1975 penny is also tied to its copper content. At times, the intrinsic value of the copper has approached or exceeded its face value, giving these coins an added layer of interest beyond numismatics. Collectors who prize color often seek out examples with vibrant red or red-brown surfaces. Such coins, when found without marks or blemishes, can be absolutely stunning under magnification. Proof coins from this year, especially those graded PR 69 or higher, are also coveted. Their mirror-like fields and frosted designs create a striking contrast that makes them miniature works of art. Auction records show that exceptional examples of the 1975 penny can fetch impressive prices. High-grade coins, rare varieties, and dramatic errors tend to spark bidding wars among serious collectors. In some cases, coins found in original mint-sealed packaging have been the source of these rarities. This is why unopened mint sets and proof sets from 1975 remain popular with treasure hunters. For new collectors, the 1975 penny is a perfect starting point. It's affordable in lower grades but offers exciting potential if a rare or high-grade example is found. For seasoned collectors, it can be a strategic acquisition, especially when targeting top population coins that are scarce in the grading census. The lasting tribute to Abraham Lincoln embodied in this penny continues to inspire. His likeness on the smallest denomination is a daily reminder of his impact on American history. The Lincoln Memorial design itself, used from 1959 to 2008, is now a part of numismatic history, making the 1975 issue a representative piece of a long and beloved series. Holding a pristine 1975 penny is like holding a fragment of mid-1970s America, a time of cultural change, economic shifts, and national reflection. While most examples may be common, the rarest and finest specimens remain elusive. Hiding in collections or waiting to be discovered, the thrill of finding such a coin, whether in pocket change or an inherited collection, is what keeps the hobby of coin collecting alive and exciting. Fascinating to imagine how many of these coins passed through countless hands without anyone realizing their potential worth. Sometimes, it only takes a careful eye and a bit of luck to spot the one that stands out from millions. For those who appreciate the blend of history, artistry, and rarity, the 1975 Lincoln 1-cent penny offers all three in abundance. Among the most extraordinary examples ever found, a single 1975 Lincoln 1-cent penny has achieved a remarkable value of $115,000.